when I came out of school, but it was one of the furthest things that from my mind was to be performing a more enhanced version of myself as a finance guy. I think that as a finance professional, you think that you're going to stick to one box, you're going to put your head down, you're going to compute numbers, and you're going to provide value in that manner. And I think that over time, what I found was that if you just reach out a little bit and leverage relationships with people that have different expertise than you, but provide value along the way to their skill set, partnering the financial aspect of what you bring to the table with their expertise can be very powerful. And ultimately, I think that what that leads to is a much better, strategically aligned benefit to the organization. It's a great foundation for really making a difference in the organization. One of the ways in which we've been able to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace is we placed a heavy investment in our data infrastructure. Data intelligence is something that is derived from an organized and very regimented data structure. It needs to be architected in the proper way. And sometimes you look into the market and you see some of these really elaborate tools like data visualization tools or data mining efforts. And I think that they're all predicated on a solid foundation. And if you don't have that solid foundation, a lot of these tools are really hard to leverage. One story that I can share was in relation to data intelligence that we found that enabled us to recognize there was an equipment need for agricultural companies in the center of the country. What that enabled us to do was tailor a very specific, focused marketing piece to our customer that provided them with a solution to a problem that they may have known they had or potentially not quite known they had. And our hope there was that, when the need did arise, we were there with something that was of tangible value to them. If I had any advice for a financial professional that was looking to expand their value to the organization or where they can see themselves making a broader difference in the organization, would be to step out their comfort zone. Start to build relationships with your peers and really start to understand what their problems are, because you can very easily align your expertise with what their needs are to really provide value to the organization, which can be incredibly rewarding for yourself, your career, and ultimately what your company wants to accomplish.